Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's Thursday, May 12th. Markets are about to open here in 3 minutes. Another day filled with opportunity. This morning, let's take a look at what we got gapping up. We got CGEM gapping up there, APP. Blow through these real quick, not looking tempting. CPNG here, huge float, 1.5 billion. This could come back. I'll just set an alert on it and move along. Hopefully you're all having a good morning so far. I'll set an alert here at 11:50. Activate that alert. BWV, we were talking about this one yesterday. It's got a good shot at running up over 10 and running potentially to 20. Recently on that 10-minute time frame and daily chart, it had a huge downfall here. It bottomed out at 330s, perked up here to a high of 7, pulled down here to 4, and it's right back up to 650. And look at this, every single time the last few days here it crumbled and fell apart, it would just come right back up and squeeze. If that isn't showing strength to you and you ain't paying attention to this, this is obviously not for you. This morning, right before the bell, we're running up, testing 650s. Could definitely squeeze. The way this market has been with the SPY, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, Russell 2000, all of those just getting destroyed. Volume could come back to these small cap stocks. We'll let this stock open up. I'm going to put out my line. See, this stock, it can fall. It can fall. 620, 550. I'm going to say it could probably fall back down here to 575. But the stock just keeps coming back and squeezing, and every time it squeezes up, it runs on average about $2 a share. So far hitting a high up there at 680. Got denied this morning up there. 680s. Let this market open up. Hard to say what's actually going to happen. If we do start running though on BWV, I think we run up and test $10 today for sure. We gotta break 7 first. We're about to break up over 1 million in volume. See if we pull back here to 550. Bounce off that, rip up over 7. DWV 1.5 million in volume. There's 7. It's over 7. $2.2 million in volume. I'm gonna go ahead, lock in some. I swung this overnight. We were talking about this yesterday, how it had really good opportunity on it. Volume's just gonna keep returning to these small cap stocks. Buy is down in the crapper. If BWV was to continue, it's got to hold up at 650. Other than that, let's look at the SPY real quick. SPY is just getting destroyed, making new lows in a straight free fall. With BWV though, as we've been talking yesterday, when in a falling market like this, you just really want to pay attention to the stocks that volume keeps returning to. And clearly BWV day in and day out has proven it's worthy with every single comeback from the collapse it had. Like we were just talking, fell apart right there, came back right here. Fell apart there, came back yesterday. Fell apart there, came back at the end of the day. Now look at it's right back at over 7. And on average, every single one of these runs, it's been running $2. Look at the 3-minute, and all it is, when you put the lines together, just a basic triangle breakout, big basic triangle breakout. That's all it is. Holding up at that 650s, running up to 7. And when you zoom out on this, gotta go to the 10-minute. Traders are gonna pull this up. You gotta tell yourself that. They're gonna see the stocks right there at these levels, and they're gonna say, man, this thing recently fell down from $62. It's got a lot of room to run up right here. That's what they're all gonna say, and that's where all this volume, they see value. So everybody starts to join in, and they join the party. Look at that huge volume spike right there. We've seen the same thing with CYN. As the markets were collapsing, everybody just kept coming back to CYN. Same story with Redbox. Markets were collapsing, everybody just kept coming back to Redbox. So far, BWV, it's holding well. 4.2 million float. Daily chart looks good. 650 and then $6 is going to be your next level for holding up on this. I think everybody's going to be eyeing that $10. APP is getting a good move up this morning. This was that one we put on. Oh no, this was CGen, I think. Yeah, I put an alert on CGen. This is... Where are you at? It was the one that had the float was like 1.5 billion. All right. Roblox just had a huge explosion. SKYH. That one fell off from 10 yesterday. Bottomed out here at 9. Wedged out this morning. Holding that wedge area, pushing up to 950. If it breaks over that 950, it'll run up here over, just over 10. This one could come back too and push up. APPN, this one was in play 2 days ago, sold off all day. Today it's getting a good bounce. This could bounce up here to 56. Roblox yesterday had a real good rip. 2150s, it ran all the way up to 2850. Thick fade all the way back down, bounced at 24 up to 26. $2 bounce. Now this morning from 2250 pops up here, gears up. 23 rips up to 25. $2 rip right there. SPY's getting a good rip. Yeah, trading small cap stocks really isn't for everybody. With small cap stocks, you gotta learn to not let your emotions dictate your trading. You have to think a lot quicker on your feet when trading these small cap names. If you just stall and hesitate, you're gonna get crushed. Like if you were trying to trade this morning, people who chased after it right out of the open and it flushes out, then they let their emotions kick in, they sell out, and then they watch it rip up again. All the back and forth long wicks on it. And that's another key part of it too. Everybody's risk tolerance is different. Everybody's going to look at the charts differently. I try to just focus on the big picture at hand. With the SPY getting a good rip this morning like that, see if this pullback holds for a move up higher, test that previous day's close. See if Snapchat follows with it. If Snapchat gets going and breaks this downtrend, she can bounce. Got a lot of room to run. A lot of these names got overextended downtrends. Snapchat's been red now for the last 6 straight days. Robinhood, you're gonna probably want to see that about right here. Hold up. This stock doesn't really have that much range though. This is more of like a swing trading type of play here where you ride it out. there's opportunity out here. Roblox just ran up $3.50 a share. APPN ran up what, $5? 48 to 53. BWV still setting up for that squeeze over 7. See how I drew that line out at 650? And if you just focus on that just area, the stock's been holding above it this whole time. Hey Frank, did you listen to that Brian Shannon video yesterday? He was also on Fox News yesterday too. He posted an update video. It was really good. It's he talked about he was like, when you're in a collapsing market, like the indexes and all of that, and said he's getting comments about like AMD, and he says he sees people buying it because they just say it's at a value. And he said in a falling market, nothing is really at a value because it can continue to keep falling. And stocks seem to pull back even further than people expect them to. I think people are switching from growth to value, but when value keeps falling, they just go to cash. And I think that's what we are seeing with the lack of liquidity. Bitcoin got just fucking wrecked. Bitcoin fell all the way down to like, what was it, 25,000? Go back to BWV real quick. It's still looking good for that squeeze over 7. I mean, all it's really doing is wedging out. Bitcoin fell to a low of 26,350. I just look at it right here on the internet. Yeah, but there you go. Yeah, TradingView is a good source. BWV building up just under that $7. Big picture, we're getting a nice rip to new highs right here. So it's pulling back and it's holding the levels where it was finding resistance. One level at a time, you want to take it. So that 650 level, if it cracks 650, your next level is going to be 6. Then below 6, this thing could free fall down here to 5. Definitely going to be on everybody's watch list today. It's already at 8.5 million in volume. This stock's going to be in play going into next week. The daily chart here been pushing up for 5 straight days. Got a nice little squeeze forming right here. I think we run up to 10 and then we pull back down here, and then come back up, test 10 again, play around. This is going to go into next week. And then if the markets keep falling and volume keeps coming back to this, we break up over that 10 and really start running. We'll run up here to 15, break up over that 15. We can run all the way up here to 20, 25. That's $25. That's 50% of this huge downfall here. Actually, 50% is up here at 33. But I think 25 is a good level right here. Roblox is still going. It's a good move. Right there. Powered up, broke up through that trend. We measure this out. $25.50. It's pushing up to that almost 62% bounce there from its lows. Top stocks this morning: RBLX, GWV, Snapchat, APPN, AFRM's getting a good rip. APP, you go back here to BWV real quick. See, we fell right down to that 650 and ripped right off of it. That's why I focus on those types of levels, you guys. Can't get caught up in the micro price action of a stock like this. You just gotta focus on the psychological levels. See, those people who were really super tight with their stop at 675, they would have gotten stopped out left and right. This thing dipped right down here to 650 and kissed it, ripped right up off of it, right back up to almost 7. Now watch, it'll probably squeeze up over 7, and then it'll run, and then everybody who got stopped out and they're being super tight with their stop loss, they're going to get emotional and then want to chase after this. It's a very emotional game that we play here. Buy is getting a really good rip. Look at that comeback in Twitter. Let me flip over to Twitter real quick. Twitter lost it right here. Notice the steps, the sharp stabbing. That's a very bullish sign. Very bullish sign right there. Finally, Thursday. Why wants to rip. Man, Roblox is on a roll. Hitting 28 bucks. It's a $5 move. First 45 minutes, market open. The last 2 days, it gave opportunity. CPNG, that's the one that we put an alert on this morning. It just went off. I put an alert right there at 11:50. It just triggered my alert. This one is the one with the 1.5 billion float. This one breaks up over 12. It'll continue to rip. Can run up here to about 17 bucks. That's a hell of a rally right there. $10 runs all the way up to 11.75. That's a good move. CPNG, I'd watch for it to come back down here about 10.75. Hold up right there and bounce. BWV still in limbo. Look what BWV did yesterday. $6, it surged up to 665. Played around and then slumped down into a hole. 560s. That's when they put that news, pressed that news out. Then it came back. CGEM. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Got nice rounding action going on here. You can easily draw a trend line out too. Holds up in this level right here. You can see it bust up, run up, and test that $10. Worth watching. Yeah, almost like a cup and handle. That's what it looks like. Doesn't it? There's your cup right here. And this would be your handle. Breaks out, runs up there to 10. Looks like Roblox wants that $30. I mean, it did continue to push up to a new high on confirmed volume. That's a hell of a comeback. Remember, multiple times I've told you guys in the stock market, for as long as I've been doing this, the markets have always given me at least one or more opportunities. Remember me mentioning that to you guys? It could come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Just have to patiently wait. Today's Thursday. We've seen the action pretty much all week. There was really nothing going on. Now come Thursday, we're seeing all these stocks rip up like this effortlessly. This is what I mean right here. You just have to patiently wait. Wait it out. Market will give you an opportunity. That's the hardest part though, because people want to trade every day. They overlook the importance of growing your portfolio bi-weekly instead of bi-daily. You know what I mean? Yup. You're right, Frank. Half the year is just about over with. We got another 6 months. I think, and I continue to think, and it makes sense. This market, man, it just needs a well-deserved rest. It's all it needs. It ran for 13 years straight, so it needs to take a year, maybe a 2-year rest. I wouldn't want to be in a bear market for 2 years. That's a long time. But with technology getting better and better with every day, you can look around, you could see how strong the economy is, the workforce, the job reports are always good. The economy's strong. It's just inflation right now and interest rates that have people uh, freaking out. And for printing all that money that we did during the pandemic, we're paying for it right now. It's just called, what's that saying? We're rebalancing the scales. That's all we're doing. But that's the great thing about the stock market. Opinions. Everybody has a different opinion. Some people blame Biden. Some people blame what, the Ukraine-Russia war. Nobody can really pinpoint what it truly is, you know? Everybody has their own twist on it. Why it's really not good to listen or try to hear what people have to say, what their opinions are about the market, because nobody really knows. Your guess is as good as mine. Yeah, exactly. That cartoon thing right there. That's a good one. Fed prints 80% of all dollars existence since 2020. Causes record inflation. He puts the own stick in his wheel. And he blames it on Russia. Like, I goes to some of these YouTube channels and the YouTuber is talking about the SPY crashing and correcting, and I'll see people comment like, when do you think it's gonna bottom? When do you think the bull market's gonna return? And it's like, brah, we're in a 13-year straight run. Like, where were you, dude? You missed it. Now we need a reset, and this only creates opportunity down the road. Jump back over to Twitter real quick. How many times have we seen a pattern like this on Twitter with the sharp stab down like that and a real fast, quick recovery. And it continued to rip up higher. A lot. I have this one. Yeah, see that? I can actually use this. This is the benefit of taking screenshots and studying them. I'm gonna record a little lesson here. You guys watching live over there on YouTube, this lesson that I'm about to record here, my full video library on YouTube, which is over 800 videos for as long as I've been a content creator on YouTube. That's what most of those videos are little lessons like this from the markets. I'm going to give you guys an easy trading strategy here, something that you can implement into your trading, put into your playbook. And I want to highlight the importance of why it's important for you to be taking snapshots of these charts and looking for patterns that you yourself recognize. Think of it like this. We all have a different set of eyes, and we're all going to pick up on patterns in different places in a chart. We're all going to see opportunity in different places. We all have different beliefs, experiences. It's all a big mind game. But what I like to call this pattern or this strategy is the stab. And then you could put your own little twist on it. You could call it whatever. This is just how I remember it. I call it the stab. So we're looking at a chart here, a 1-minute chart on Twitter. You scroll out on Twitter, you see that Twitter recently got drilled down from $51. It got drilled down nonstop all the way down here, hitting a low of 43.50. We zoom in here to today, and you see with your own eyes how quickly prices fell off right here, dipped down with that bottom wick, and then quickly recovered and ran all the way back up like that. To me, I'm seeing strength in something like this. That's super bullish strength. That's telling me that bears brought prices down, but there's a big buyer down there, a whale, a big buyer, and prices got rejected hardcore down there. So prices rip right back up. Any type of sharp movement like that, and it creates like a V or a stab in the chart is what I like to call it. You get a nice rebound and rip back up here. Nice pull back down. Stock continues to rip on up. And this total price action here from 43.50 runs all the way up to 45.50. That's a nice $2 per share run up right there. even if you were to just notice this right here when it happened, runs up like this, at least look for it to pull back down half of this move here. So from the bottom here to this top up here, this measured move, look for the stock to retrace and hold at least half of that for a continuation move back up to the upside. Now you could be saying, well, this is only one chart that you got here. How can you put together a strategy and have this be a playbook play with only just one example? Right here, I have a picture from the past. This is a DDD that I took a snapshot of, and you could see the similarities between DDD here and Twitter. They're pretty much exactly the same. With DDD, prices fell off right here, and you got that sharp stabbing motion right there, creating that V. Stock runs up here, it's a nice little pullback, and then continues to run up. Total from $37, this stock ran all the way up to $40. That's a nice $3 per share run up right there. So remember that the stab, you could throw that into your playbook, pick this up as a little strategy to look out for. And this is the importance of why you should be taking snapshots of these charts, studying them, and noticing where do you see opportunity? Where are you picking up on patterns that repeat over and over and over again? You hear myself and a lot of gurus out there say all the time that human nature never changes. So you're going to see the same recurring patterns time and time again. That's what it's all about. And for us as traders, that's all we're doing. We're looking for human nature patterns to repeat over and over again and take advantage of them. That's what we're looking out for. There's all kinds of different plays out here. I'll call that one trading strategies, the stab or the V. And there's going to be people that watch this, and then they're going to depict this and put their own little twist on it. And then there's going to be, of course, there's going to be people out there that totally fuck this up. They're not even going to understand it truly. And they're going to take a look at, let's look at an example real quick. They're going to look at like petty stuff. Let me see if I can find a good example. See, there's a sharp stabbing right there. Stock rips back up, holds, but the market closed. Dips down here, back down to the lows, but ultimately it runs back up to a new high. But a sharp stab, someone would depict it, and they would take like this, for example, and they'll look at these, as sharp stabs, when really that's not like really a stab or a real true V shape. Anytime you have real sharp and sudden deep declines in prices and prices rip back up really hard, the more volatile the better, I would say. Something like right here, for example, and it happened after hours. See how price quickly fell down super hard and created that V, and it ripped right back up, and then it pulled back down and it lingered around, and ultimately from that $3.15 it ran up here to 377. Even again right here after hours. Look at you, Jay Calvin. Hey man, that's a good mistake. That's a good play there on Bumble, dude. Awesome, dude. I see exactly what you did too. That's awesome, man. Good shit. Yep, Roblox took that $30 and it ran to 31. That was a hell of a run this morning. My dude. I like your style, dude. Just remember, man, one day at a time, dude. One day at a time, one trade at a time. Don't look to make money every day. Just focus on growing that portfolio one week at a time. That's where your consistency starts. Because I remember back in my day, I would want to show up every day and want to trade and make money every day. In a bull hot market, you could do that, but in a market like this, you got to kind of take what the market gives you. That's a lot of sitting on your hands and waiting. And then once you have that profit, secure it and walk away. You know, man, you've been through it here. You've seen people come and go. You're starting to see and understand the mental game of this. You've conditioned yourself. Crazy when you think back and look on how you used to think of things versus now. And the only thing I could say is like, man, I feel sorry for new people coming into this because they just have no idea. And when you tell them, they don't want to believe you. Way it should be. My losing trades are small, my winners are big. Lannis Ona, hey, do I read the comments here? Yeah, I'll read the comments. I'll even mention them if they're worthy enough. Sometimes I just get some bogus and whack comments. I feel it's not even worth my time. Like, people would be asking me, what do I think of some garbage penny stock? I don't care about that. What do I think of CEI? They'll say. Like, dude, this thing's at 57 pennies. CEI, this chamber energy, it's been around for as long as I've been a trader. 7 years I've been doing this. CEI's been around forever. But I don't know, penny stocks, a lot of people gravitate to them because of how low priced they are, and they feel $1,000 they can buy what 10,000 shares, and then they get unrealistic expectations of it running up $1 and they're up 10K. It just doesn't happen that much. Penny stocks, you gotta play them when they're hot, and you'll know when they're hot. Gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Exactly, Calvin. I get that question a lot too. Lannis, as a long bias trader, it's a lot harder to gauge these stocks and have good reads on them. You got to know how a long thinks and how a short seller thinks to understand how to read these charts. For me, I'm not much of a short seller. I don't, it's just not my style, I would say. And when it comes to short selling small cap stocks, it's very competitive, very competitive. We've talked about this multiple times before. In small caps, shorting these small cap penny stocks, everybody's trying to be just like Stephen Ducks and Tim Gertani. They see they're making millions of dollars shorting these garbage penny stocks. They want to do that too. But the thing is, with these small cap penny stocks, there's a limited amount of shares that are available out there to short these. So you have all these other competitors out there waking up super early, like 3 to 4 hours before the market opens. They got to locate the shares, reserve the shares. Even if they don't even use them, they still have to pay a fee to hold those shares just in case they do want to use them. And then the popularity in the brokerage changes every year. So this year, what's the broker this year for shorting small cap stocks? I couldn't even tell you, to be honest. But last year it was Cobra Trading. They had borrows left and right for small cap stocks. The year before that was Centerpoint Securities. And then the year before that, it was E-Trade. So it's like, as a short seller, you have to have all these different brokerages open because the popularity could change at any time for easy borrows. So I would say if you're going to get involved in the short game, go with large cap stocks because you'll be able to easily borrow shares and you could still make good money on these higher priced stocks. And you have options too, buying and selling puts and what's the other one? Calls. Having a brain fart there. For me though, I get more of an enjoyment in the search for those epic short squeezes, you know? Like I know that shorting is overcrowded in small caps. That's why we see a lot of really epic short squeezes in these penny stocks. Like look at BWV here. The last 3 days. Right here. Every single time it came back and it squeezed out shorts. It ran up and it collapsed right there. Shorts pile in on it. You get a good short squeeze the next day. It collapses again. Shorts think it's over with. Next morning, squeezes again. Collapse right there. Shorts pile in on it. They think it's finally breaking. Next day, squeezes again. But I'm not bashing short sellers. If you want to be a short seller, be a short seller. I don't. It's if you make money with it, go with it. For me, I've always been long. What I focus on. But when markets change, like this, for example, you just have to be a lot more patient and pickier in what you trade. There's all kinds of different trading vehicles out there. We didn't even talk about ETFs or anything, you know? You got ETFs as well. So while this market has been crashing down, the SPY, it's taken all the momentum away from all of these stocks. All you could have done was simply switch over to the UVXY. And look at every day, the UVXY was up and in play, had volatility, range, and great moves on it. You could have been day trading or swinging. Nice triple bottom down here at 17. Up to 1770s. That's a 75-cent range it's in right there. And then it ran all the way up to 19. That's a $2 run right there. And all through the week it gave opportunity while the SPY was getting destroyed, sucking up all the momentum. I agree with you there, Calvin. Penny stocks can be hard to trade, especially the lower price you go. The lower the price, the way I look at it, the lower the price of a stock, the more noobs there's going to be. Because we know that all of these new people that come into this, they're all focused on CEI because we get all these comments about them from people who don't know what they're doing. And then even when you look back on your career, what did you, for most people, what did you get involved with? Stocks under $1, penny stocks, true penny stocks. And then you finally started to realize, like, man, these fail most of the time, and I lose money on them. They're hard. And when they move, they don't have much of a range. And then you'll see something like Roblox run up $6-7 a share in one day, and you're like, damn, this stock's moving dollars. Why am I focused on pennies when I could be focusing on dollars? That's where light bulbs started to go off for me. I was like, I can lower my risk, only buy a couple hundred shares, and this stock runs up $3-4. That's good money. No, I would say all this year I've been bullish, man. I mean, I'm still a bullish long trader. I never get tempted to short stocks. It's just not my personality. I don't like shorting. We still spot opportunity out here every day, like all what we talked about. We had CYN in play for a few weeks. This gave out good opportunity. CYN started right here back in April 21st, and it was in play all the way up until May 10th. So 3 weeks this CYN was in play. Then we had Redbox in play for a moment. Redbox started popping off here April 20th, and it topped out right here May 2nd. So 2 weeks Redbox was in play. And then now BWV has been in play the last, what, 4 days? And it's still in play. There's always going to be something moving up, always. Just like the SPY, it was getting destroyed. Look at the UVXY inverse ETF of this. It moved up as the SPY was getting destroyed. What's going on, Econ? Thanks for joining the stream. I swung that BWV overnight, and I sold into the morning spike when it was running up to 7. I only picked up yesterday. I picked up, what, 550 shares of it. Bought at the very end of the day. And then this morning, bought at the very end of the day yesterday, here at 6. And then this morning when it was running up to 7, I sold it, took my profit. 400, almost 20 bucks. I'll take it. This market, it's always good to lock in profit when you have it, because it could quickly disappear. And look at BWV is right back down. So if I would have held it, I would have gave back all that profit. Charlie Morris, welcome to the stream. I just tuned in, heard you liked long stocks. I bought QULD this morning. I think it hit bottom. You might want to look at it. QULD. Sounds like a penny stock. There is QYLD. That's what it is. Q. Got a weird name. I don't know how you spotted QYLD. This is a NASDAQ 100 COVID call. This is just an index that tracks the NASDAQ 100 calls, covered calls. So your best bet, follow the QQQ, the NASDAQ. We continue to get a good bullish rally here after getting destroyed. You're looking good. AFRM, it's its first green day after getting destroyed from what, 30 down to a low $14. AFRM, this could run up to 20, could run up to 25 if the bullish momentum continues. It's a good run this morning, running up $4.50. If you guys want, there should be a link down in the video description to the Discord that I have through the week, Monday through Friday. We're in the chat right here, calling out stocks and ideas. You're short at 1867. Nice. My main focus for the day was Roblox and BWV, along with, what was that one, APPN. This one had a good bounce. $8 it bounced up this morning. Stocks typically from like $5 all the way up to $100. That's what I like to focus on. Then look at that one too, CPNG. This one had a good run. Running from $10 all the way up to almost 13. Take a snapshot of this. That's good to hear, Econ. I'll tell you, man, if you dedicate yourself to this, you will succeed. I can't tell you how many people just come into this and they just quit. This isn't something for lazy people, I would say. You gotta put in a lot of dedication to this to actually understand it and grow and be better. It's an everyday grind. I'm gonna add on real quickly here a little part 2 to what I recorded earlier. And just to make things clear here, there are going to be some people out there that take what I'm saying out of context. And what they're going to do is they're going to look at charts and they're going to take note of every little single V shape that they spot or little sharp stab that they see and instantly say, ooh, right there, that's a sharp stab, or ooh, that's a V right there. And they're going about it and already screwing it all up. For this to actually work, you need to have really fast and sudden price action and volatility going on. So the deeper that stock falls and quickly as it reclaims, the more and the more volatile it is, the better. As I tell you guys, don't get sucked up in the micro time frame of things, taking it pennies at a time. Pull up the big board here. SPY got up over that previous day's close, that dotted line right here. That's where prices closed yesterday. We came right up, poked over it right there. We pulled back down, consolidated just below it. Then we finally got up over it. You see how we held? And then up we go. Nice volume retracement too this morning. You draw a line straight down connecting volume, and now as it's pushing up, volume's starting to ramp up. So with the leader and mom, I call the S&P 500 and the SPY, you guys, mother. This is mom. So she's going to dictate what the whole market does, or most of the market. With her pushing up, it's going to motivate a lot of other stuff to run up. Look at Lyft running up. Roblox running up today. Your AFRM running up today. The CPNG running up today. A lot of good follow through. Snapchat, good run up today. Well, you're right too, Econ. The way I try to teach people here, you want to have an open mind when looking at charts and look at it like art, man. That's the best way I can describe it. Every chart you pull up, have an open mind and look at it as if it's art. We're all going to look at it differently, and we're all going to spot different opportunities in different places. And we're all in our own unique situation. Right now it's currently 11 a.m. Eastern time. So with us being in our own unique situation in our own lives, you know, on you viewers out there, and I'm not bashing or anything, But some people could have money in the bank. They ain't got to worry about money. Some people, they're living check to check. Some people, all their life savings is in their trading account and they can't afford to lose no money. That's where you got to start thinking, like, it's hard to just tell somebody when to buy and when to sell things, because I could be focused on something like super volatile stock, for example. Just for example, BWV. And somebody with a small account, with only like a $2,000 trading account, they're going all in on a stock like this, and the stock's ripping effortlessly, 50 cent up, 75 cent down, rips up $1. That's gonna freak them out because they are dependent on that money and they're watching their P&L fluctuate hardcore up and down. For me, I like to give stocks room to move. I don't like to get too caught up in the micro time frame of things and get in, as I like to say, punked out by price action. Because how many times have you had an idea and you were super tight with your stop and it took you out, and then you walked away and came back and the stock did exactly as you thought? That's happened to me too many times to count. That's when I started to realize I need to start basing my trading off of just levels of interest. There's a layering to it all. If you're showing up every day in the stock market as a trader when stock market is booming and everything's running up to all-time highs, or even when we consistently just keep hitting new lows. For example, the SPY, ever since the beginning of April here, non-stop, we got drilled all the way down to present day, May 12th. So just over, what, almost a month and a half, the S&P 500 has just been continuously making lower highs, lower lows, and just getting drilled down like this, sucking up opportunity for longs and momentum for traders. But as you show up every day, you're going to still pick up on patterns and themes that happen throughout the markets. One thing that I've noticed throughout my career, when markets start falling down like this, they keep going lower and lower, you're going to notice a lot of people start to panic and fear. People start jumping off the roller coaster. People start talking recession and market crash. They're watching CNBC. You hear them on there. They're talking about corrections and crashes, and they're scaring investors, creating panic out here. As traders, we take it one day at a time. One day at a time. We don't try to predict what the SPY and the index are going to do. We show up every day with a clean slate, fresh mind. Anything could happen. And we'll still pick up on themes and opportunities out here in the markets. One thing that I've picked up on was when markets trend down like this for quite some time, you'll notice that in small cap land, we call it the Wild West, you'll notice that volume will continue to return to these small cap stocks over and over and over again. It's like everybody gets on the same page and everybody wants to trade and make money, so they keep returning to what has been working. For example, we're going to pull up a few stocks here. We had a stock, CYN, a small cap stock here, starting in April 21st to be exact. And this stock ran all the way up until right here, just May 11th. So a month straight, CYN was running up and in play here, running from $1 and topping out at just over $6. And when you scroll out on the 1 minute, you see every day there's volume pumping into it consistently every day. There's good price action. You got good movement, volatility, which creates opportunity. CYN. We also had another stock, Redbox, RDBX. Same story as CYN. Scroll out here on the 10 minute. This stock started popping off and you could see all the volume. There's really nothing ever really going on. All right here. And then you get that volume spikes all right here, and volume just floods into this stock. Starting off right here back April 20th, stock runs and tops out May 2nd. So about 2 to 3 weeks, this stock ran up from $2 a share all the way up to $11 a share. And then it cracked down and it's down in the gutters because something else popped up and everybody gravitated to that. Time and time again, like I've just said, you'll notice volume will keep returning to these small cap stocks when the markets in general are in the gutter. We recently had BWV, small cap stock, up in play for the last few days, starting out right here at the beginning of May 3rd, getting a run up. It pulled back here, and then it recently came back, and it's been trying to set up for a squeeze. And you see all that volume come running right back. And this just goes to show too that volume's gonna run after stocks that are running up. Notice how when it topped out right here and it started going down lower, people start looking elsewhere and volume dried up. Look at how much volume dried up when it stopped performing. And then when it came back, all that volume showed right back up. We'll look at the intraday chart here 1 minute. The last 4 trading days, this stock has been making some epic comebacks. Epic. Starting out day 1 right here, this stock ran up from 370 all the way up to almost 650, doubling in value. And then it crumbled and fell apart here at the end of the day. Short sellers pile in on it. The next day, short sellers get squeezed out, running right back up to its highs. Once again, stock crumbles and falls apart right here. Short sellers pile in again. What happens? The next day they wake up, they get squeezed. They have to cover. Stock runs right back up to its highs and even makes new highs for the week. And notice every day volume just keeps returning to the same stock over and over again. While, let's take a look at the S&P 500 real quick. SPY, looking at the 1 minute here, every single day, the SPY just kept getting drilled down and drilled down and drilled down. No momentum whatsoever. Sucking up all the positive momentum and bullish strength out there. BWV, going into day 3, running up and squeezing, and then it failed a few times. Starts to look like it's topping out. Once again, short sellers think it's topped out. They start to get in on it. What happens? Next day they wake up, stock rips, they have to cover. Stock runs up to new highs up here at 7. Now it's starting to crack and fall again. What do you think's going to happen? Short sellers think it's topped out. When overall, this stock's been trending up the last 4 days here, just pretty much forming like an ascending wedge. That's all it's been doing. Pay attention to the big picture at hand. Zoom out on your charts, as I always tell you guys. There's only going to be 3 phases that a stock's in. It's going to be either in an uptrend, it's going to be consolidating, or in a downtrend. And it's up to you to identify where that stock is at in its trend. So I gave you guys 3 examples, 3 different stocks, volume returning day in, day out to the same stocks when the overall market is in the toilet. And like I've said, it's like traders get on the same page. We all want to make money. We all want to trade. So people are going to keep returning to the stocks that keep performing and producing. It just makes sense to. There's really going to be no new ideas that are going to pop up. Traders are going to come in, play the stock that's been in play until it stops performing. And then another stock will pop up and start performing, and everybody will slowly start gravitating to that name. Just recording some lessons for the day here. We were able to knock out 2 lessons today. Trying to think of what to name this one. When the market is crashing, volume keeps returning. That's too long of a title. That's a tough one to name. Great move on Roblox. Snapchat still running up. Nice little $3 run up today. There was some good opportunities out here. I even had a good move today finally. It only took what? 5 days? We're still in that confirmed downtrend, but we got good upward momentum today. That's what we got. I think like in a way like shorting stocks is kind of like taboo for American investors because it's traditional to go long on a lot of these companies. It's just the American thing to do. Shorting stocks, it's iffy for a lot of people. They don't truly understand it. They don't understand you can make money when a stock is going down lower. Remember back when GameStop and AMC was squeezing? People didn't ultimately realize that was just a short squeeze. They didn't know what the hell to make of it. And with us being here every day, we've seen a lot of short squeezes. Once that squeeze is over, prices are going to fall back to reality hard. That's what I'll name that video. When markets are making new hellos, watch out for this trend. Huh? Bikes and shorts? What do you mean, Robert? Hey, did you guys see that image that the rover for NASA picked up on Mars yesterday? uh, I gotta render this video and then edit it. There's two videos we did today. Trading strategies, the stab or the V was the first one. And then the one I just recorded, when markets are making new lows, watch out for this trend. Yeah, it's been a pretty wild, I wouldn't say wild day. I would say it's been a great day. What was that one from this morning? BTW? BWV. Long as BWV holds this trend that it's been in the last few days, I think $6 is an important level for it. When you look at the 10-minute, it doesn't even look phased. See how much different that 10-minute looks versus, let's say, if you're zoomed in on a 1-minute. I could see it popping back up to about right here, the VWAP. The true trigger for it, though, is going to be that break of 7. But this stock, it's got a personality. It likes to stall out at high of day. So this is like a stock you'd buy the pullback and sell when it runs up to a new high. Because going back and looking, every single time this stock ran up and to its high, it pushed up just a little bit higher and then it flushes out. You could see it multiple times. They also did, they sold shares too. They did a resale of up to 2.4 million shares, but that was back on the 3rd. Give me a second. Yeah, we had a lot of really good explosive moves. Look at Twitter. We were just talking about Twitter. 45 rips up to 47.50. Twitter had a real fast pop, but the top stocks that were in play, CPNG, this was gapping up this morning. I set an alert on CPNG. What was it at? It was this morning. Is it in my messages? Yeah, right here. I set an alert this morning pre-market on CPNG just before the market opened at 11:50. I set that alert. This was gapping up. It ran up right here just over that 11:50, pulled back to 11, and from 11 got a good run up here to just over 13. Nice volume retracement on it, nice volume ramp. BWV had a good morning rip. This is still in play. APPN had a good bounce today after selling off all day yesterday. This was that stock that ran on, what was it, Tuesday? Right there. See real quick. Oh, wow. Fucking A. Look at GameStop running up and getting halted a few times. And look at Rome, it did that 50% bounce. I love looking out for that strategy, man. Wow, I wish I would have known about this one. AMC ramping from 10 up to 1350. Robinhood getting a nice $1 trend. LCID getting a nice run this morning, up $3. UPST. $26 to $33. That's a $7 per share run up. That's pretty good. Yeah, today was a pretty awesome day in the markets. It's about time we finally got a good day. We were just talking about, too, that saying that I've said to you guys so many times before, that for as long as I've been a trader in the markets, the market has always given me opportunity. I just have to patiently wait for it. It could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now look, it's Thursday. And the market's finally got a good rebound. So all you had to have done was wait 4 days for a day like this. And for me, that's where a lot of light bulbs started to go off for me. And I started to be like, yeah, wait for when I see confirmation across the board. You just keep your eyes open. It's kind of hard to explain it. We could easily pull up Finviz. Look at the groups. Today we got a lot of consumer critical and communication services up. Ride is the #1 CVNA. Look at that run up on CVNA. $28.50 ran all the way up to $45. This is why, look at that, $28.50 runs all the way up to $45. This is why I focus on these types of stocks, you guys. This stock ran up, what, $17? $17. This stock ran up to the upside. That's good money, man. Even if you were to pick up 100 shares from bottom to top, that's $1,700 with that 100 shares. And I'm not looking to make perfect lows and sell at the perfect high. All I'm looking for is to get a slice of the pie. So out of this whole $17 move here, maybe if I was to have gotten a nice $2 or $3 move out of that. That's all I'm looking for. Same with a lot of you're probably saying. Doing that, all you need is a couple hundred shares. Stock runs up $3. That's $600. You can trade these medium priced stocks with a small account. You can. Don't let the size steer you away from these types of stocks. These are really good trading opportunities. There's that CPNG, RIVN, EVGO, XL. TPR. There's GameStop. This CGEM, this has been holding at that $9 all day. This one could definitely run up 10, 10.50. It continues to hold. Just need that momentum. And as I say, as we talk about all that, look at the SPY. It's starting to nosedive back down. giving back all of its gains. So there was good upward momentum this morning with the SPY trending up like that. Hours of the day, first 2 hours. We've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. I think I'm gonna close up the broker, be done. I took one trade today. I traded BWV, made a little 400, just over 400. I'm good with that. Swung BWV overnight. Got in there with 550 shares as it was holding over 6. This morning when it started ripping up to 7, I was selling. Secure the bag, as I would say. Close it up. I'm gonna try to render today's lessons. I'll do the V shape. And I could have swore there was something. There was a stock out here. This UPST has got a long ways to go. That's a big drop off. I got a little sloppy on the exit with BWV. I got greedy with it. I let it rip up over 7 and it popped up to almost 720 and I didn't even lock in profits. And when it started to dip down to 7, this is what I did. And I can look back at myself. When I was looking at it this morning and it was running up and ripping up over 7. It was ripping up to 711, not 720. And when it started to fall back down to 7, down below 7, my eyes, like a magnet, went right here from yesterday. And all I seen was how quickly it went from 650 and it flushed out to 580s. And when I seen that, I was like, yep, I'm selling. Get out. But it's a good thing I did sell, because look how it turned out, you know? That's what sucks about plays like this. You just don't know how far they could truly go. You mean both the long and short side? I mean, for longs, it really hasn't been a ideal market for longs. I mean, if anything, you really got to trade the first, I would say, half hour of the day. Try to take advantage of that open volatility. Because we've been seeing a lot of stuff moves. And ideas and strategies that were working last year, they're not working this year. We've been saying it all this year. This market's the type of market it's big picture ideas. And it's the year of the short seller. I was trying to find something. I just had it pulled up not too long ago. Yeah, BKKT's pushing up. I'm over that one. Looks like AFRM ran all the way up to 1950. That was a good run. Yup. That's that's good to hear. That's good to hear for him. This market for short sellers, they're loving it, man. Just wait though. Just wait. Those short sellers get too comfortable and at ease, and then we'll get a parabolic supernova runner. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to find that stock for that example. I literally just had it up and I told myself, like, dude, save that, save it. That's the example you were just talking about. Oh well, is what it is. I'm gonna get going and try to render this. I already closed up the broker for the day. Tomorrow is Friday. I may pop back up on here again tomorrow on YouTube and stream again. I think I will. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning just before the market open. We still got 2.5 weeks left of May, and then we go into summer trading months. June. Memorial weekend is coming up as well.